Have you ever noticed that when it comes to the creation-evolution debate, that some people become wildly irrational and spout utter nonsense? There's no doubt about it. There's an intense battle of worldviews raging. Perhaps no other topic elicits more heat than ultimate origins. Why is that? If the creation account is true, then there's a creator to which I am accountable. That's just a little bit threatening. There are many who are personally and intensely offended by this thought. But shouldn't we let the facts speak for themselves? Let me share some of them. Number one, something cannot come from nothing. To suggest that something could come from nothing is more implausible than magic. It is expecting magic to happen without a magician. Like it or not, this is the fatal flaw in the evolutionary system. They can't explain the origin of the first something. Nothing is the absence of all things. No matter, no energy, no substance, not even any potential. For something to exist, it has to at least have the potential to do so. Why do bicycles and Beethoven and root beer not pop into being from nothing? Why is it that only universes can come into being from nothing? Number two, life cannot come from non-life. Let's say that the first something was already in existence. We won't worry how it came to be. It just was. The evolutionary theory has no choice but to believe that life spontaneously arose from non-life. This is another of evolution's great miracles. Look, even Frankenstein's monster had a mad scientist who ingeniously jolted him to life. But evolution is the manufacture of the first hopeful monster with no scientist at all. It is curious that the same evolutionists who believe that life cannot now come from non-life also, for some amazing reason, believe that that is exactly what happened hundreds of millions of years ago. Now, the law of abiogenesis is one of the most established laws of science. It is the observation that living things come into being only from other living things by reproduction. This is by far one of the weakest links of the evolutionary biology. No wonder Dawkins called evolution a big stroke of luck, because it certainly isn't sound science. Number three, chaos cannot produce order. Everything left to itself eventually becomes disorderly. Just ask any housewife. Houses quickly become messy. Buildings eventually crumble. Lawns become weed-infested. Food eventually spoils. Chaos does not produce order. Hurricanes do not build cities. Floods do not plow fields. Earthquakes do not pave roads. Big bangs do not make orderly universes. Every Big Bang ever observed creates extraordinary chaos. This is yet another incredible miracle of modern evolution. Despite the facts, evolution teaches that in some mysterious way, life magically appeared on the earth due to the result of spontaneous self-organization by the biggest bang of them all. I have to admire their faith. If one wants to believe by blind faith that order can arise spontaneously from chaos, it's still a free country. But please, don't call it science. Number four, simplicity cannot generate complexity. If it can be demonstrated that any complex organization cannot be formed by numerous, successive, slight modifications, the theory of evolution will absolutely break down. By what stroke of magical logic or random dumb luck would an eyeless creature begin a 100 million year project of forming an eye, which would be of no use to it whatsoever for the first 50 million years? Even evolutionist Stephen Jay Gould asked, what good is 5% of an eye? To be any good at all, the entire eye must be fully formed at once. And in fact, there are no examples of partially evolved eyes. Only an incredible, intelligent designer could design the eye and every other complex organism. Number 5, mutations do not produce new life forms. Since the origin of the evolutionary theory, biologists have insisted that a countless number of very small steps called mutations has got us to where we are today. Incredible. Bob, say hello to your long-lost cousin, the amoeba. No wonder we shouldn't step on spiders or swat flies. You could be exterminating your uncle. Now, if you think that mutations can produce a new species, you're in for a rude awakening. Let me give you 3 reasons this simply cannot happen. Number 1, mutations are very rare. They occur only once in every 10 million replications. Needless to say, the odds are not in favor of evolution. Number 2, mutations are known by the harm they cause. Geneticists tell us that mutations are 99.9% harmful. Not too good of odds now, is it? Number 3, mutations are quickly weeded out due to the damaging effects they have on genes. Organisms have mechanisms such as DNA repair to prevent the mutations that evolution says are necessary to create a new species. Mutations may cause a pig to have a 5th leg or a 2nd snout. But this is not evolution. The pig already had legs. This is just a mistake that occurred. Mutations will not allow a pig to grow wings or evolve into a bird. A pig does not have, nor cannot produce, the necessary genetic information to grow a feather bed. Evolutionists believe that, given enough time, with the magical power of magical selection acting upon genetic mutations, even seemingly impossible magical things can happen. Yes, and if a pig had wings, it too could fly. As a matter of fact, no scientist has ever observed a random mutation produce a new hormone, a new enzyme, or simple organ. So while Hollywood may indulge in the fantasies of the mutant chronicles, don't expect science or nature to evolve into some new super race. There is no law against daydreaming, but science must not indulge in it. And for these 5 reasons, that's why we believe in creation.